every neighborhood in New York, Williamsburg's history runs deep. It's hard to imagine that this industrial area was once home to a farming community, and that Brooklyn was incorporated as a city before it was a borough. But the real turning point of this area can be pinpointed to the construction of the Williamsburg Bridge.
Toni, prior to the opening of the Williamsburg Bridge in 1903, this was a relatively quiet area. Along the waterfront, there was industry, and it was residential just inland. But with the opening of the bridge, what is called the Yiddish Highway by the Jews of the Lower East Side, there was a flooding of immigrants, primarily East European Jews and Southern Italians, coming to have a better life here in Brooklyn. And parts of the Lower East Side emptied as folks walked across the bridge. This really changed the fabric of the neighborhood, and a lot of people would live here and walk back and forth across the bridge every day. Now, one of the best-known Italian festivals in all of New York takes place here in Williamsburg, and it starts in the summer of 1903. As the Italians come across, they bring the Festival of the Giulio here, an 85-foot-tall tower that is paraded through the streets to make way for the celebration of the patron saint of the community. It was farmland until 1802, when Lieutenant Colonel Williams was hired to survey the land to make it useful for industry and housing. He never lived here, but they called it Williamsburg for the effort and the work he did. The main commercial renaissance in this neighborhood is really all about Bedford Avenue. But forget about today. Bedford Avenue is in fact the longest road in Brooklyn. It goes from Greenpoint to the north to Sheepshead Bay on the Atlantic Ocean. It connected many of the Dutch towns going back to the 17th century.